Hello and welcome to SCSU TV. My name is Spencer Lane and I'm joined by Evan Curtis. Evan is running for positions in both the Student Government Association and class government. We're here today to ask him a few questions. Our preliminary question for you, Evan, of course. What's your major?
I'm majoring in psychology, with a minor in philosophy at the moment.
Ooh, and now it's your first year. You already have a minor?
Yeah, I have a minor right now. I think I have a very keen interest in philosophy. I think it pairs well with psychology.
Ooh, okay. So with student government and all that, but you have a psychology major. How do those mix?
Definitely, I think they do. Definitely in way of understanding people, how to reach out to them. I think that's definitely a key highlight you can make, especially with clinical psychology, which I'm interested in. That definitely has avenues for understanding people, and I think that definitely ties in. Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. What position are you hoping to attain in class government?
Right now, I am running for presidency
Whoa.
in class government for the freshman year, 2027. Yeah.
Big things. And on the side of SGA, what are you hoping to attain with SGA?
So right now, I am running to be a representative for SGA, and that essentially means that when I get in, of the 4 people that get chosen, 9 people are running for elections. When I get in, then I get to decide what I want to do. So there are a variety of boards, so Board of Academic Experience, Student Experience, and all of this really just encapsulates the different sides of SGA, what they govern, and so on and so forth. I'm definitely interested in those two. The student experience, that's a lot of, such as things like safety audits. That's very important, making sure the campus is, up to date in terms of the emergency buttons working, elevators having regulations met, so. I know the Davis Parking Garage, and there's all that kind of things. And then the academic experience as well. Those are definitely 2 things I'm very interested in right now, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get those elevators up to date. The Neff Hall elevator is extremely fast, but the Schwartz Hall elevator is extremely slow. I opt to take the stairs, though, either way. Now, what do you think is, I would say, the main difference between class government and student government association? And then, is there any overlap between the two?
So there's actually pretty little overlap. I know that they both kind of give off the same feeling. SGA only acts as a liaison between the student body and the staff and faculty, where in SGA, your duty as an SGA representative is to hold SCSU accountable. So for times when things go awry, then you take the position to look at SCSU and say, we made this mistake here, how can we improve, kind of thing. Class government is solely on that class, obviously, and that is meant to schedule events, ensure that the class has a sense of belonging, they have unity, inclusivity, all those kind of things. They also plan, senior field trip, things like that, the closing, commencement speech when everyone graduates in that year, stuff like that. They work through, make all those events go, yeah.
All right, very in-depth. I
Thank
like
you.
that. So now, to bring it back to you, do you have any prior experience with anything in this realm, possibly in high school? What's that like?
So that's interesting. I've had little experience in high school, although since getting to college, I had started with the Flex First Year Leadership Experience, which was an amazing experience. Since then, I'd gotten a job at the Math Emporium, teaching Math 100P, helping people out there. Furthermore, gone on to represent the class of 2027 during convocation, where we all gathered together and were sworn in to be making a pledge saying that we're going to do these kind of things. I'm sure everyone remembers that. And lastly, I went on to become a presidential student ambassador. So I go on with presidential student functions and accept donors, have functions with those kind of people, and get to meet them and represent SCSU in those events. So those are my events, and those are my leadership experiences now, and that's only been in the last few weeks. Though in high school, never had much exposure, but I knew I was ready to do these kind of things.
He answers the call, folks. you're racking them up. Like you're like taking all the chips.
Of course, of course. I
Putting
have
it
to.
all in.
I have to.
You do have to.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't do it, who does? You know.
Yeah.
You got to step up. You got to take initiative, and I like that. And I like that you are taking initiative. So, with taking this initiative, what made you pursue these endeavors? Do you have any specific people that have inspired you to do what you do now?
So definitely in way of the career I'm looking into right now, I want to be a professor of psychology. And that love of learning, I really want to augment that experience for a lot of people. You know, where I feel many people think that, you know, in learning or just in school, learning is a trivial task. People don't like learning. I really want to, you know, show that learning can be fun. And that's across any department, anything you're learning. And definitely with my mom, she is a teacher. And she brought on that love of learning. And so that's kind of why I want to be a professor myself. So yeah, she's my number one supporter. Yeah.
I love that. Shout out all the moms out there. My mom is probably my number one supporter as well. Of course, my dad is right behind her. It's almost like a tie for first, but you know, we're shouting out the moms here.
Of course.
We'll shout out Dad another time. So, thank you for telling me about your inspirations. When it comes to pursuing SGA and class government specifically, who is your biggest supporter? Who is right behind you there?
So, the funny answer would be myself, but I think honestly it lies even more so than my close family net. You know, of course, being away from home. Yeah. I think it's for sure just the people on campus. So there are many experiences where you'll have a small interaction, right, give or take, with someone, and in that moment you have this, you know, moment you just connect, right? You have small talk, whatever it is, and from that moment on, then whenever you're walking down the sidewalks in campus, you'll meet them and then you'll say hi. You know, like you have a small little talk. You smile, you exchange some waves, and I think that part in of itself is so wholesome. That almost, it's so small, but the subtlety and beauty of it is that it, you know, really makes you, I think, just have a sense of belonging. And I think that definitely supports me a lot in realizing that there's other people on campus, there's things that I want to do, and that if I think that I can make a positive difference or positive change, a positive impact on those people that I see walking past me every day, then, I mean, why not go for it? If I think I can, then why stop, you know?
So inspirational. I love that. And I have this saying, you know, I say, you always find your people on campus. You think how big this campus is, how many people are on here. You think, how am I going to find my people? They find you almost, I feel like it is. And talking about that, just giving a light wave as you walk by, that could change someone's day.
Yeah.
That's changed my day.
That's for sure.
And you talk about change, so my final question to you is, what is one change that you want to see on campus, and what inspired you to think that this change needs to happen?
So I've already been working with SGA, despite not being in there yet, attending SGA meetings and speaking with the representatives at large already there. There are a lot of issues, a lot of changes we want to bring about. Just to name a few, like, that are really important to me, because I think they deserve that spotlight, and then to delve into one, it would be, there are, you know, syllabus. So getting syllabi on time, and people that for financial reasons might need a textbook early, or might need to know that they can get it early. So that's one thing. Meal times at Con Hall, that's another thing. And there's even more. Math 100P is a class that a lot of people have struggles with, and many, many others, I'm sure. For sure, I feel like the one that kind of, I think, grasp at the most people, and I think that's most troubling for me right now, is the Con Hall meal times. So at present, the meal times for weekdays is 4 to 8, and the weekends is 4 to 9. Last year, it was 4 to 9 all week round, and they're due to financial budget cuts. We've had to cut down for in the weekdays. Although, In a case such as that, you have athletes, for example, and many other people. They come out at 7:30 off of practice. They get there at 7:40. They stop making pizza, or they're already putting away dishes. And it's things like that I always see more people past 7 at anecdotally. Like I always see more people past 7 at Con Hall, and I think that's definitely a challenge. And we were talking about it briefly, but a potential change that we were thinking of making and trying to push for is pushing it from 4 to 8 to 5 to 9. So increasing that load and increasing the time to which it goes until. We think that would be a better idea.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I feel like seeing more people at 7, they're probably not even hungry. They know that it closes in an hour, and
Yeah.
they're going to start putting away dishes in 30 minutes. They probably just go, well, I guess I got to go now and just eat what they got.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good goal to have. I 100% sympathize with that goal as a Con Hall enjoyer myself.
Of course.
Well, thank you, Evan, for joining us today. Do you have any closing remarks, any final statements that you'd like to share with our audience?
Be sure to vote on the homepage for Owl Connect. You can easily find it, accessible. You can vote for me, and you can vote for me as well as for class government as well. And I have a slogan. I'm sure you've seen it around on all my posters lit around campus. We're going to drive change one way, our way.
Amazing. I've seen those posted on campus. They're actually really cool. So thank you for joining us here at SCSU TV. On behalf of all of us, we extend our gratitude. On behalf of me, I extend my gratitude. Thank you so much once again.
No, thank you, Spencer, for having me.
Of course. This has been SCSU TV. This has been Evan Curtis. And I have been Spencer Lane. Thank you so much.